Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware, Long Island's largest rock salt provider and a provider of everything you need when it comes to winter storms. They have all the great snow melting products like Mag, Ice, Pellets, and Flakes, Omni Melt, GeoMelt, BioMelt, and Petalo, which is considered the best as far as snow melting products that you could buy on the market. Of course, as we said, Long Island's largest provider of rock salt and services the tri-state area. Plenty of de-icer, and in case there's a problem with your power, you can always pick up a new generator. 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, 631-756-1125, omnitruevalue.com. And while we're sitting here cold and dry with a busy wind, thanks to a blocking storm out to the east, well, that storm's forcing the next storm to go pretty far to the south. And we're looking at winter storm warnings from northeastern Georgia all the way up into southwestern Virginia and covering the western part of North Carolina. This is, again, due to the fact that we have too much blocking. The snow lovers are always crying about blocking. Well, guess what? You can have too much of a good thing. And in this area, we're looking at maybe as much as 4 to 6 inches and probably some amounts in the mountains as high as a foot possible in and around Asheville, both northeast of Asheville and southwest of Asheville. But none of that is coming here. And the extent of that snow goes all the way across southern Virginia and into eastern North Carolina. We, on the other hand, are at least enjoying a good deal of sunshine. And look at that swirl there on the satellite loop. That is the storm system that is moving eastward. And if you look on the upper right, you can see the blocking low. This is the same system, by the way, that moved through here back on Sunday. It is still sitting out east of Cape Cod by about 500 or 600 miles. It's barely moved. Now it's starting to inch its way eastward, but it's not going to get out of the way, or at least not move out far enough. So this storm, instead of taking a turn up the coast, which is what it might normally try to do, instead it's just going to go pretty much straight to the east or east northeast and pass out underneath us. So that leaves us actually chilly and dry for the rest of today, for Friday, and for the weekend. And here's the view, by the way, on the satellite. If you look at it from the standpoint of Canada, there's that swirl way out to the east. As I said, just starting to make some eastward progress, but there's more energy coming up over the top, and that's holding it all in. And in the meantime, the weather systems out in the Pacific keep coming in one after another after another. This is one of those situations, by the way, that in this time of year, which doesn't happen too often, does put some areas at risk of severe weather. But in this particular case, the Storm Prediction Center just looking for some general thunderstorm activity across Florida and on up into coastal South Carolina. The WPC liquid precip amounts for the next 7 days. They've pushed us up a little bit higher now with about a whole tenth of a quarter to a quarter of an inch, and the quarter to a half an inch to our south across southern Virginia. And this is, of course, snow, given the fact that we're seeing this weather system that's passing by to our south. The WPC snow probability map for the Carolinas, you see there, there is an 80 to 90% chance of at least 4 inches. I have the 4-inch map here being indicated, and it pushes down up into southwestern Virginia. And next week on Tuesday, I think this is due to the WPC folks looking at the European model from last night, which they try to bring the next low much further north. So they have a rather large area of probability of at least an inch. That's as high as they go in this time frame. We're talking 6 days out here. So it's just a general forecast, but it does show that they're looking at the possibility of maybe the risk from some snow from Virginia on up into New England. Not all of the models, by the way, agree with that particular assessment. So we're going to take a look. We'll start off with the NAM, and you'll see that low that is down in the Gulf states, in the lower Gulf states. Just roll it back here. 1 second. Let me get to the beginning. There it is. In Louisiana and moving eastward, you'll see an increasing area of snow as that system moves into the cold air. And then again, it just slides out to the east because of that low that's to its northeast. And we're left high and dry, chilly, with a busy wind right through Sunday. It really pretty much from northeast Virginia to southern New England, every day will probably feature clouds and varying amounts of clouds and sun. We'll probably see some high clouds around tomorrow, moving up from the south with the low in that position, and maybe even some leftover clouds early on Saturday before we go partly to mostly sunny. And then Sunday is dry. This is the next system. That's likely to bring some snow to Dallas. If this is correct, another low will be coming out of the Gulf states. And just a quick look here on the GFS model, which is not particularly bullish because the GFS tries to hold that block in stronger than the other models. It basically loses that system until it reforms off the North Carolina coast early next week and then heads out to sea. So if this model is correct, it suggests that we could be dry here for quite a while. I'm not so sure whether that's the case. We do have the new Canadian model, and that one is also trying to make a stronger storm, but here too, it takes it out to our south for early next week. The European was now, the Canadian last night did bring it up. The European now seems to be the one last model left with regards to trying to bring something up for early Tuesday. So for our entire region, we're pretty much on cruise control for the next 4 days or so, meaning that we'll have a dry weekend, but it will be a chilly one. And I think we'll have at least some sunshine on Saturday and probably partly to mostly sunny skies in our forecast for Sunday. Weather in 5 brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware, 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, 631-756-1125 for the best prices in town, omnitruevalue.com. Today is the 25th anniversary of the blizzard of 96. Many of you remember that. That was a historic storm that impacted our region. And I put up my YouTube video from my days at News 12. It's up on my Facebook page, meteorologist Joe Cioffi, so you might want to check that out. And we'll do a review of that particular storm and show you why it was so amazing tonight on the Joe and Joe Show, and that's at 7:30 Eastern Time on my YouTube channel. We'll see you later.